Yeah, that's a thing. So many spikes. Like, seriously, I think it's like 90% spikes at this point. That's actually an interesting point. Like the backstory behind Mulrihan in the game has it that no one in the neighborhood was willing to attempt to conquer it because of the fact that the planet, while otherwise in class, had excessive radiation. You would think the Akamarians would have, you know, paid attention to the fact that it had been going down. Okay, yeah. That's a fun question. Do you actually need to do the Romulan minefield? or is it just something people do because they feel like it? I genuinely don't know. Hmm. You know what? There's a way to look. Accolades. Assuming it actually does different things. I know Oz. This is the Age of Discovery story arc thing. I haven't done Secrets of Downfall yet. I don't need to. The Delta recruit rewards don't go past Iconian War, so who cares? Okay, realistically, actually doing them for the rewards you get from playing Secrets and Downfall might be worthwhile. I don't remember what they are, so they're probably not that good. Okay, so don't care, not an arc reward. Read a whole bunch of books on Bejor. You have to have a specific story mission to be able to interact with the library, and that's part of the of Bejor thing. Hmm. Part of me thinks that maybe possibly I could make a Delta recruit that's a Fed Romulan, but defeated. Oh, I thought this accolade was actually for just killing her. I didn't know that you had to kill her in 30 seconds or less. I mean, it's almost like a firing squad when I usually do it. It's like, oh, you spawned, die, donk. This doesn't even tell me what it does. I think this is. Oh, hey, one of those people that pretends to promote streams. Yeah, whatever. Go away. Yeah, Step Between the Stars has 3 different ways to complete a certain step of it, and you get a different accolade for all 3 of them. And you need to get all 3 of them in order to complete the um, mission part for getting all of those EV suits, because there's 3 different EV suits to get from the mission. And Doomed to Die. Yeah, I need to find Corley and Fletcher on Pavo. Not what I'm here for. Oh, yeah. This is for a specific story mission. Which, this other one's probably for a certain specific Borg-themed story mission, but I don't know which one. And the accolade doesn't tell me. Oh, yeah, and there's a specific accolade for getting all 3 of the EV suits, too. Dun, dun, dun. To be honest, the fly through the epicenter thing is actually boringly easy. Seriously. Because you don't really have a reason not to. You just fly straight forward from the entry point. Oh, right. This one. Price of neutrality is something that they want you to team for so that you have a science, a tactical, and an engineer so that all of them can get the accolades. Mm, same deal. Hmm. Again, story mission completion accolade. Destroy the assimilated carrier. I think that is actually a TFO completion. Yeah, I think that's a Cure Space TFO completion. Finished Freedom Story arc. The Ashes. Hmm. Time and Tide. Icarus 2.0. In Shadows. Oh yeah, that is actually mildly annoying. I cannot look up story arc completion accolades when I've completed them. I've only done one of these? Okay. Yeah, again, these aren't you know what? The Kabali stuff I might actually have to do. Now, this is the list of accolades for Dust to Dust, which is impressively long. That's an impressively long list of accolades. Okay, you have to kill 70 Hercs specifically in the Skyland and Charybdis story mission. Or in a specific part of the Skyland Charybdis story mission. Again, engineer specific story mission thing. No. Okay, so New Frontiers, which includes skill in Charybdis. So I did skill in Charybdis, but I didn't get kill credit for 70 ships. Why is Brushfire listed twice? New Romulus. I did that already. How does it work? I don't know. See, this actually explains what it was. I wish these would, when you complete them, just give you the list that has all of the check marks on it and then call it good. But no. It gives you a thing that just says you completed it. And I don't believe the Jem'Hadar recruits actually have a motive to have more than one. And you'd only be able to have two of them anyways. What fed, what KDF. I have no idea what this is even talking about. I know about the Mirrors and Smoke mission. That's a story mission that I actually have one of my bridge officers wearing the body armor from that mission. However, I have no idea how you earn this. Probably has something to do with looking around the map and finding things that are like optional dialogues or something, but I don't know what. This is obvious. This is what you get for reading the Qatari newspapers. This is meet Obisek, decide not to kill Obisek, and that you're going to help him. As a Riemann character that just felt unpleasant. Yeah, yet another thing that's a story mission accolade. This is for completing a story mission. This is the entire Spectre story arc, which is not on my list of things at the moment. If I remember correctly, Spectres was actually a recruit objective when you had this initially in the original version of the Delta Recruit thing. They rebuilt the story mission to make it a side story and not a real mission, and thus changed that. But I already got the Delta Recruit rewards for it, so eh. Now, this is an interesting one because this doesn't actually require you to, shall we say, win. It just means you need to get done in 2 minutes or less. Which, the quick way is what I call the lemming jump, where you just run forward as fast as you can. Because the big one is the only one where you actually have a reason to worry about anything. And it has multiple respawn points, so you don't actually need to do the whole thing all at once. You just get as far as you can and jump into the void and mine enemy. Make diplomatic choices. Apparently I didn't get this accolade last time I played mine enemy. Alright, Terran Gambit. Again, this is a story arc completion thing that I don't believe is part of any recruit. Because we haven't had any new recruits since the gym. Well, okay. KDF recruits are the newest one. I would have to look at the KDF recruit to see what the objectives are to see if I don't think that the KDF recruit was after the introduction of the Terran Gambit. Pretty sure this is the mirror ambassador thingy, or like alternate timeline ambassador ship accolade. I'm not even sure if this is a mission that I have the ability to start by myself. Or a 3, I think, is a KDF mission. I'm not even sure Romulans that are allied with the KDF can do that. Because, as it turns out, there were, in the initial run of the Delta Recruit event, there were a handful of objectives that were given to the Delta Recruits that were actually technically impossible to complete on their own. These, however, did not give you account unlocks, they just gave you personal loot. Still, though, it was odd. It required creativity, which means teaming with other players. Completed the Borg Advance. which is this one. I completed the Breen Invasion, which is been relegated to a side story. Cardassian Struggle. This one. Delta Quadrants. Yeah, you need to complete the entire Kabalistan thing to get the Delta Quadrant one ticked off. Ah. This promises to be a lot of pain. I feel the need to look at the guy on another character just to see if I actually have this ticked off on any. Just because of the sheer newness. Because this wasn't part of the original Delta Recruit thing. The original Delta Recruit event ran before they'd even finished the Delta Quadrant story arc. I don't even think the Solanae stuff was added because it was kind of like a fragmentary and wasn't really much of a story arc at the time. Iconian War. And this is actually the final one. I can't see what the completion status on any of these is because I finished them. Story arc, story arc, story arc. Oh! Huh. Oh, Valoreth is the one you get for the Halloween episode thingy. Or Friday the 13th, whatever. So, completed Vengeance, completed Wasteland. And Yesterday's War. Not one of my mission objectives. Why does this have a Breen logo on it? It doesn't make any sense to have Yesterday's War have a Breen logo. Now well, there is actually technically some Breen involvement in this, I suppose. Still, though, it's not one I need to worry about, so. You know, Walt, I am going to look at the task list on a character that hasn't finished it. If I can find one. Where's my KDF recruit? Because on the KDF recruit, I read what the actual rewards are for doing this stuff, and then it was like, oh, that's it? Don't care. Yeah. It's then play it, so. Dump these in the bank quick, and then get quick. Jim Hadar and his skate. Hey, I forgot how many of these I have on this character. Actually, some of these are actually worth keeping because I upgraded them. I think that's actually interesting. These are just not normal weapons. I'm not actually sure what kind of weapons these are. This isn't the way standard issue disruptors look. This is the sort of thing I would expect from a standard issue disruptor. Although this is the disruptor S. And it was. So story arc. Accolades. Alright, look at the thingy. Warrior's blood, hunter's instinct, unforgettable, slay enemies of the empire, deeds worthy of soul. Oh, apparently I did actually finish the Romulan mystery story arc. Oh. Which means that I cannot look up the requirements for earning the accolade for completing the Romulan mystery story arc on this character. I mean, that's what I was here to look for. Alrighty. I don't know who. You know what? My Jim Hadar got. Maybe. Or maybe they switched too. Honestly, I don't know. Anyways, so okay, let's look at this first. Okay, one of the only one that I haven't completed yet is the swarm cube. Everything else on my camera is done. Here's the thing. One of the things that makes Gamma recruits different from other recruits is that they don't have requirements to do the entire story. No. They have 7 specific story episodes that they want you to play, all of which are related to being a Gamma recruit. Otherwise, the Gamma recruit event doesn't care about you playing the story. They care about you doing the Gamma recruit oriented part of the story. The rest of it, no one cares. Like, all this stuff has nothing to do with the story. Nope, no story here either. Anyways, I mean, you will get spec points by grinding story missions, I guess. Yeah, that's not really a requirement. So, accolades it is. Story accolades. Huh? Okay. I forgot there was a thing for that, but whatever. Dum dum dum. Oh, he has actually completed the Doomed to Die thing, so he cannot see what the list of captains you have to kill is. Sure. Tetracell dependency removed. This is something that you can only get as a Gemini, because of the fact that it's a story completion thingy that causes you to, well, like it says, not have Tetracell. Okay. Okay, so, Romulan mystery. Uh, um, hmm. I'm not sure what these rule of acquisition accolades are caused by. Oh, Quark's Lucky 7. See, this is the new Romulus stuff, but that's different than Romulan mystery. Forgot there's an accolade for this. Yeah, another fun thing with this is that it says complete on very hard. It doesn't say you have to complete it right. You can do the lemming jump as long as you get to the end. It doesn't matter. Oh yeah, kicking Molar's ass is actually good. I actually don't see the Romulan one here. Alright, that's because I've literally never even started any of them, apparently.
The Romulans researched more.
Still not showing Romulan mystery in here. I'm going to do this a little quick duty officer pickup. It's been a few days since I looked on this character, so I should have the duty officer pickup missions started. And sure, I'm going to skip with the general recruitment investigation. Oh yeah, it's noteworthy that one of the major differences between the Romulan Republic and every other sub-faction and half-faction is that they actually have their own duty officers. Who was elected to lead the Cardassian Union? Yeah, no, and no. Anyways, part of the reason why I decided to come here was because I was hoping that rezoning would change the way it was loading the accolades. Let's see. Also, tinkering with the mission status completion might do something. As far as I know, you don't actually need to complete any missions, fully, but not having even started one of them might be an issue. All right, still have six contrabands, so I have enough more. Let's see here. Talk to Vishka. I keep forgetting that it actually gates having an extra ship slot behind that. Whatever. Okay, so again, that's not the same thing. Huh. Huh. Roll 9 and roll 48. I might go back. Take no damage while playing as Lek? Okay. Uh-huh. Whatever. Okay, so I have reason to believe that I simply have no progress on that particular thing, so I can't see the list of what's required. Uh, you know what? Screw it. It's like, but this is your first character. This is the oldest character. This is the one that presumably has done all of the. They've redone the quest book so many times since I created this character that I actually have a reason to question whether I have all of the stuff actually marked as completed. Oh, I did not complete all getting all three of the Dyson EV suits on this character. That's interesting. Did not complete Juula's discovery. Okay. Do Fatiers, do Romulus. Haven't finished those. So, huh. That doesn't feel right. I've done several parts of a Bejor, but not all of them. Hmm. Okay, so Fed side, the thing is the Romulan mystery. And like the person was talking about in chat earlier, I don't actually think the TFO thing where you need to queue the Romulan minefield thing is actually part of this. Because these are all story missions. Colosseum, Cutting the Core, Darkness Before the Dawn. Now, Darkness Before the Dawn is a lame handoff thingy, but it's not a TFO completion thing. Shadow Play. What was that again? He's like heading out is basically just this like handoff mission giving you the Romulan mystery stuff, but again, it's not a TFO thing. His measures. You know what? I'll look to see what desperate measures in Shadowplay are, just to double check. Yeah, those are both story missions. I think the reason I didn't immediately recognize the names is because those are different names than they had originally. Mm, I didn't remember there was an accolade for that. I've done it 4 times though in this character, apparently though. So yeah, apparently the TFO thing isn't